The Quantum Love Story. General warning: the following program must be taken with a bag of salt or its context, the Bible in this case. A recommendation: it is mandatory for all of you who want to live eternally, and it's an obligation for all of those who proclaim to worship Israel's God. What? What is the meaning of this unsettling title? Well, if you start from the last word, it's the story of love which is quantum in nature. But because all stories have three main stages of interaction: revealing, engaging, and committing, I'll explain this one through them as well. Stage 1: Revealing. This That's like a train journey. A lot of sparks will emerge between the rail donnor's wheel and the wheels of the locomotive receiver's wheel. Not all people are willing to live by the absolute truth. So, let's start with the revealing stage, or the conditional determinational act, or more kindly described, the teasing innocenting counterpart, which consists of short bursts of verbal and non-verbal dialogue that betray the instinctual nature of the lovebirds involved in the story and their frame of reference. 1. Unveiling the quantum nature of the story. Journey till first train station. Now, let's start with the most boring, I meant important aspect of the story: its reference frame, the space of interaction, or the unveiling of the quantum nature of our story. A. The field of physics which studies the inner workings of our reality, called quantum mechanics, studies the undulatory behavior of quantas, the smallest measurable quantities, is showing to us that our reality is fundamentally built upon words. Wait a second, I've seen this statement almost 4,000 plus minus some years ago, but where? Actually, in the book of Genesis and the Gospel after John, and in many more. But now let's return to Genesis 1. God's with 3, verse 3. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And continuing with the Gospel after Yohanan or John, the first 5 verses: In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness hasn't overcome it. Okay, let's back up a little bit and see firstly what is a word. Definition: a word is an informational object that bears a specific functionality in a given context. Now, in order to understand the existential conditions where, why, and how for the manifestation of the word, we must find the axioms of life, but until then let's understand the existential conditions first. Where, or the driving force of manifestation. Why, or the wish force to manifest. How, or the will force for manifestation. Now, no matter of the word's nature, all of them are conditioned by those existential questions that are interconnected. But now, returning to the scientific part, we should firstly define what is an exact science. B. An exact science is a field of study that questions the nature of our existence, explaining it through conceptual descriptions of mathematical, physical, chemical, or biological objects, structures of objects and their interactions to find their true nature and the laws that governs them. We should also see if Judeo-Christian theology studies objects, structures of objects, and conservation and interaction laws between them. According to JCT, it actually studies objects, persons in this field of study, both spiritual and fleshy, structures of persons or societies, and conservation and interaction laws for and between them, thus proving that JCT is actually the science of life because it does not only study the identity conservation and interaction laws, but also engineering or moral dynamics of them, its primary goal being the eternal conservation of human persons in unity with their Creator. Oh, future to be cherished ladies and respected lads, until now big words were used which helped us to realize the fact that JCT is an exact science, but in order to truly qualify as it must have axioms of life. If we apply the existential conditions onto the passage from the Gospel of John mentioned early, we can actually extract those axioms of life that are needed so much. Axiom 1. The manifested Word, God's soul, is in the presence of potential Word, God's spirit, through the unspoken Word, God's body. Axiom 2. His soul was from the beginning in the presence of his body. Axiom 3. Outside the manifestation of his soul, the spoken state, nothing worldly can enter into existence. Axiom 4. The life of man is sustained only through words light. Axiom 5. No matter if man rejects or did not comprehend words light, it will always pierce to condemn or redeem the darkness or void of man. Well, these axioms betray an abstract, protective, creative love, helping us to arrive at the second train station of the title's syntactic structure journey. 2. Unveiling the love nature of the story. Journey till the second train station. Finally, after so many intellectual hurdles, when we figure it out, the intuitive nature of our first love words, the creators, and the inertial reference frame, the creation, we get to the nature of such story. The axiomatic definition derives from above, being the manifestation of his soul through the potential of his spirit kept in the materialization of his body, radiated his light to sustain man's life through his word. A more down-to-earth definition, highly awaited for emotional beings. The Creator's paternal love is conditional in nature as follows. It can be given and received only through the light of this hymn, because he is the reason of our existence, that we will meet in the next stage of this relationship. 3. Unveiling the structural nature of these lovebirds. Journey till third train station. If we turn our eyes again in the axiomatic definition of Creator's paternal love, we can see that there three persons are involved in the story as follows: creator, mediator, and human creation. A. Starting with the creator or God as a triune person. According to the creation account, man was created in our image, which means that both God and man are pluripersonal beings. According to Genesis 1 with 26, God said, "Let's make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." And then in his relationship with man, Jeremiah 32 with 41, "Yes, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul."